Welcome, you guys, to the Menopause Love Lounge, where we are going to keep it real, raw, and unapologetic about being a woman in midlife. We are redefining intimacy, identity, and relationships, one juicy, unfiltered conversation at a time. You guys, welcome. Welcome to the Menopause Love Lounge. Hi, everybody. This is so exciting. Woo-hoo! So what you guys are hearing, if you are not watching us right now, we have the ladies of the Menopause Love Lounge here with us today. We have Ozzy Osbourne, a love and relationship coach. We have Junie Moon, a love and relationship expert. We have Karen Viesta, a wellness and empowerment coach. Lori Gerber is joining us, a love and dating coach. And we cannot forget the fabulous Dawn Wiggins, mind and body therapist. I am your host, Andrea Kanoki, as well as a relationship and dating expert, and we are the Menopause Love Lounge. Hi, ladies.
Hey.
I love it. So I got to tell you guys how this all came about to start, how we have these fabulous women all here with us. So I have had the pleasure of having all of you on my show at some point or another. We've had incredible conversations, and I woke in the middle of the night one night thinking, wow, I have all of these fabulous connections. Why are we not bringing it together as a whole, as one podcast together? So I woke up, I messaged you guys like, do. And you all said yes. I mean, what a pleasure that was. How cool is that? Amazing. So that is fabulous. That's how this came about. We have been preparing and planning for this first show for you guys because we have a jam-packed episode. We want to talk about menopause in all its entirety. We're all struggling with body issues. We're struggling with intimacy. We are struggling with our minds, losing them, right? Losing our memories, everything. And we thought, why not bring it here? Why not bring it here? I can't remember why we're even here at this point, can we? So we are going to go through, we're going to have a great time, you guys, today. We have a really jam-packed episode. We're going to talk about aging identity. We're going to talk about how we honestly just cannot stand our bodies at some point, right? Sometimes we don't even recognize ourselves when we walk past a mirror. I've done that. I'm like, who is that? Who is that? We're also going to talk about a cultural watch. So we're kind of going to dive deep into a few celebrity statistics and stories and kind of find out what they're doing. Maybe they're onto something, obviously. So we're going to touch base on that. And then you got to stick around, you guys. We're going to give you some hot flash confessions, which we are super excited about. You're going to hear some little tidbits from each of us that you may or may not want to hear. That's up to you, but we're telling it. Okay, here we go. Let's dive in. We're going to start out, you guys. We're going to start out with aging identity. So, Dawn, talk to us. How do you feel about your body image? How do you feel?
Well, I have hemorrhoids and massive boobies.
Coming in hot, Dawn.
And I was definitely not like mentally or emotionally prepared for what aging was going to do to my identity or self-esteem. I spent years restricting food intake to achieve some sort of, confidence, body confidence. But in the last couple of years, I've done some work that's allowed me to eat all the food and enjoy it. I weigh a little more. I am owning for the first time in my life that I have an hourglass figure at 45. And so I've been doing weightlifting to give me an ass because I've never had one before, read restricting, right?
Yeah.
And so I'm like in this process of learning how to like wear red, have an hourglass figure, call attention to myself and love it all. But some days go better than others. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I so relate to that. So I'm going to hop right in and just say, oh my God, like you wanting an ass and all I've had is an ass my whole life. And not fitting into what the culture says is beautiful. Yeah. I mean, I look at pictures of like when I was 12 years old and thought, oh my God, my thighs are too big. I've never had the classic, oh, she's fit, she's thin. So I've never been considered the beautiful person, even though I've exercised and I've been pretty conscious most of my life. But I was always she has extra weight on and she's not fit, always jiggly and soft. But what's great, I mean, I'm 61, and what's great is as the years go on, I have gotten to be so much more loving to myself and more comfortable in my body and loving all the softness and all the extra padding, so to speak, because I know I'm healthy, I'm fit, and I know that on the inside, and I've really been breaking through those beliefs of something's wrong with me versus there's absolutely nothing wrong with me, and I'm really grateful for that mindset.
But Junie, do people tell you don't look your age a lot? Like quite often, do people compliment?
Okay, so thank you, and I think that's a double-edged sword, actually. And
tell us,
because I think I think we need to be mindful. This is my opinion about when we go, oh my God, you look so good for your age. Like I think that buys into if I'm aging or I have extra wrinkles. Does that mean I'm not looking good for my age? I think we need to be mindful of our compliments or lack thereof. But yes, people say because of my energy and because I do have great skin and I do take care of myself, people do say I look younger. I don't know. All I know is I love myself and it's nice to have the compliments. But I do think when someone goes, oh my God, you look so great for your age, there's an underlying, but you know, aging is not okay.
Right.
So I'm mindful of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good point.
And maybe if they left off
it also
the
speaks
extra
to the
line
expectation
for your age. Maybe if they left off the extra line.
Right, like you look great. You look amazing. Right. You look amazing. Right, exactly. Yes. I'll take that. Yes. And yeah.
No, I was just going to say it speaks to the expectation. Like there is an expectation that people should look a certain way at whatever, 61, 55, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
But look at us now.
True.
I mean,
and then we're living up to expectations, you know?
Yeah. And for anybody watching us right now, I mean, we are, just so you all know, the age range of 45 to, don't get me wrong here, Junie.
61.
I didn't want to undersell that because you do look fabulous. And I'm going to say for your age as well. Because
for your age.
For your age or not, you absolutely do. So I'll jump in and say that I've also struggled with body. You're welcome, sweetie. I've struggled with body image my entire life as well. I was very skinny growing up, very tall and lanky. I had nicknames. My maiden name was Trotter. They called me Horse Trotter, like I was this, you know, all the time, which was very frustrating. I had kids at a very early age. And so once that happened, that completely changed my body. And it was very hard for me because I didn't look like all the other girls my age then. So now I had boobs. Now I had hips. I'm also half Jamaican. My mom is 100% Jamaican. So I've got junk in the trunk. I've got enough for all of you who are needing a little extra. So I don't
love it.
No, thank you. No more. I got it to someone else.
And that has always led me to like hate my ass then, because I always wanted like the smooth flat ass. You know, we always want what we don't have. We have straight hair. We want curly hair, right? So I'd see somebody with this little tiny flat ass at the beach and I'm like, why can't mine be like that? And so it's really just self-discovery and finding what works. And I found, you know, I date a lot, which means I've had a lot of sex. I'm not going to lie. And guys love my ass. So I don't know why I hate it so much. I just do. Karen, right? What about you? Yes.
Well, you guys actually don't know this about me, but I was trained as a dancer and I danced.
Oh, really?
I studied dance all through college. And, you know, I think one of the things about that, I think when you're a dancer or an athlete, even, you know, you develop a certain body awareness and a certain comfort in your body, which I would say has been the case for me. I've always been active. I've always been fit. And then of course, later on, I was certified as a health coach. So in some ways I feel like I have cracked the code on my body. I know how to eat and move and, you know, live so that I look and feel good in my body. Now, granted, it's not the body of my 20s or 30s or even 40s, but now at 56, I'm generally pretty happy with the way that I look and feel in my body. Now, I'm talking about neck down. let's talk about neck up, because I have not cracked the code on that. And that is really my area of struggle, because, I see all the stuff, the lines, the sagging, the loss of volume. And, as entrepreneurs, like you guys know, we are always looking at ourselves. We're always looking at ourselves on Zoom, on social media, in videos. And so I continue to coach myself on comparisonitis, as I call it, because that's very real. And I think it's intensified since I started doing this work, and since I started, being sort of in the public eye and on video. So that's kind of my area of struggle. More than my body, it's my face, my skin, my, neck up.
I so relate to that. So relate to that. Yeah. So relate.
As a dancer, did you ever experience like pressure to stay a particular size or shape? Do you relate to that at all?
You know what? No, but I definitely remember, like, as I can remember this so clearly, my father made a comment to me, like, as I was dancing, I was becoming very muscular. You need a lot of strength.
Strong.
And I remember my father saying, like, oh, but you don't want that. Like, I think he had an idea about like the perfect feminine body being very lean and not very muscular. And that was, maybe one of my earliest moments of feeling like an external pressure about my body.
Because it made you question it then. Do I want that? Is that what I really want? Or do I? Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. And like, it's okay for boys to be muscular, but girls shouldn't. It was interesting. And that was, of course, back in, the 80s.
I want to hop in here for a second, because you bring me back a memory of when my dad was literally on his deathbed. I was 14, and he said to me, don't gain weight because men won't like you.
Ooh,
and so at such a young age, I got that message of, if I have extra weight on me, that I won't be desired, I won't be wanted, I'm not beautiful. And he didn't mean it from a mean-spirited way. He was trying to protect me. But that's what's here, is if I don't look a certain way, then something's wrong with me. And that's what we're bumping up against.
Yeah.
Folks, I'm usually the biggest hippie in the room, but I like my Botox and filler. Am I alone? Am I alone?
So I used to love Botox and filler. I truly did. And then I think the more I started questioning, or like we were having conversations about certain crises going on in the world, or where we were spending our time, energy, or effort. And the more I explore the law of attraction, what it means to be high vibe is really self-accepting and love-oriented, heart-centered. And then I really was struggling with, is the Botox and the filler, for me, is it in alignment with self-acceptance, or is it me arguing with reality and trying to bridge some gap that is unnatural? And then I just couldn't do it anymore. Also, it's a neurotoxin, and I spend so much money trying to keep my body detoxified.
I was actually just going to chime in about that, because I also used to do Botox and fillers, and also struggled with same thing, Dawn, just am I going against my values of loving myself fully and completely, or what am I trying to change? What am I trying to achieve? And I also came to, it is a neurotoxin. And for me, I have a lot of inflammation in my body. So I have, as I get older and as I age and get wiser, I've learned a lot more about my body. I learned more about my health. And I realize that actually it does disrupt my body's way of just really being optimal or healthy. And so I personally chose, but I have nothing against. I think, if this is something you don't struggle with, and this is something that does make you smile. And I remember loving it. I loved how it looked. I also remember when I was younger, not liking my lips, right? Speaking of neck up, right? Like for me, it was
I like
my
your lips, Ozzy.
Thank you. I can't tell you how many times the universe stepped in and said, stop filling your lip. Because I would get injections, and I would go through the pain and covering up all the bruises and everything, just to get the lips that in my mind I thought were beautiful or accepted. And then I realized, by the way, my body would absorb all of it. And it would last maybe 2 weeks, and I would spend so much money on lips. And then I would go back and do it again and do it again. And then I finally came to, you know what? As I turned 50, I came to really realizing what this work is, which is awakening to myself and my body and my awareness. Because I think, as you know, Karen and Junie so beautifully mentioned, that, you know, we get imprinted with other people's perception of what beauty is at a very young age. And so for me also, I heard a lot of noise around me, and then obviously we're impressionable, right? So we go to school, and our peers start to talk, and we start to see what boys are attracted to, and whether it's in magazines or even just in our peer group. And I always was aware that I was not the typical beauty when I was younger. And so I would hide parts of myself. And I noticed that I was still doing it even up to 50, that there's still parts of me that I haven't quite accepted. And so I also recognize that the universe puts me in many different up and down type of situations with my body, where I'm heavier or I'm lighter. And no matter what, one thing I do know for sure, every time I look back, maybe a year or 2 years, I always say, I wish I was that again.
Yeah.
Right? Oh my gosh.
You ever do that?
Oh yeah. So true.
So relatable.
True.
If we could just be here now, right? And accept. And then when you think about the drug companies that are lining their jets with, I don't know, wallpaper made of $100 bills based on our insecurities and comparisonitis. Like, I'd rather line my own walls with $100 bills than line your jet with $100 bills based on my self-loathing. Like, what? I don't know.
I love it. Lori, do you want to touch a little bit on your body image issues?
Yes.
We want to hear.
I just want to say, I have this gauge of toxicity and joy. And I think there's a lot of toxicity in the world, and we are all in that interplay between toxicity and enjoyment. And I will still say, I mean, you guys could convert me. I was staunchly against Botox and filler for years. I was an absolutely no to it all. Again, usually the biggest hippie in the room. But the thrill I got was so joyful. And then I did the veins on my thighs, y'all. And I'm telling you, no one sees my thighs. Nobody but me. Not even my husband sees my thighs.
I want to see your thighs.
Nobody sees my thighs but me. And it made me so happy to make those veins go away.
It's amazing.
I just would never rob myself of such a cheap thrill. Similarly, I have quit sugar in my past because I was addicted, and my primary relationship was with food and sugar. And I don't think that's healthy. I don't believe in that, but I do believe in moderation of things that bring you great joy.
Cake. Yeah, eat the cake.
Don't have an addiction that you're dealing with. I think moderation is beautiful. I want to say to you, Andrea, are you sure it's not internalized racism that is making you not like you? Because we're all just talking about
wow.
I didn't think of that.
Sounds like it to me, but I'll just leave that out there. And you can respond.
You can respond to that. I'm going to have to ponder that one a little bit, Lori.
That's a magical inquiry.
Yeah. A small ass is a white thing. It's just not. It's not true. Yes. Like a small ass is and it's certainly not what most men like, as you have found.
Right.
So a big ass means fertile, can produce babies, something to hang on to. Curves are what differentiate women from a man. So first of all, I just hate any of us hating any part of our bodies. But that's, since you mentioned your Jamaican heritage, it just, it sounds worth thinking about.
Absolutely.
But for myself, I have been very unhappy with my body over the years, but I am at the most happy and satisfied and the most accepting of what it takes to look and feel the way I want to feel. I am willing to dedicate so much time, energy, and money to look and feel the way I want to feel. And it takes some things. You know, it really takes some things, but I'm not offended anymore. I'm not offended that I can't eat what the heck I want. I'm not offended that I can't eat things I'm allergic to. I'm not offended that I have to pay money to have someone check my face. I'm not offended that good lighting makes a difference. I'm just not offended anymore. Mm-hmm. I just believe it's all choices, right? And it's up to me to decide what I want to.
What brings you joy? Yeah.
The toxicity to joy balance.
Yeah. I love that.
Yes. And everything I've invested, my health and well-being has equaled beauty. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Coincidence? I think not.
That I think is like an underrated statement right there, right? That everything we do to promote our own self-acceptance and joy, it automatically translates to beauty. Yeah. The more relaxed my face gets, the more relaxed it gets, right? The more beautiful it looks. And that's about wellness.
Yeah. Well, also how we feel on the inside, right? Absolutely. Determines how we look on the outside. So it does bring that joy and that happiness or whatever feeling you're feeling will show on the outside.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to move on a little bit and shift gears, right? We want to get to our cultural watch segment. And then we're going to touch base a little bit more on this on our hot flash confessions. So we can come back to a little bit of the body image. I think a lot of that has to do with that. But we have talked about all these experiences with our own body image. But we want to take a look at what's happening out in the celebrity world and the pop culture world. What are the big names doing today? And are they embracing those changes? Are they helping the conversation? I'm not sure. Everybody is trying to either look older or they're trying to still look 25. I don't know where we fit into all of that. So let's talk a couple stats because we're going to kind of dive in and see what the world out there is doing celebrity-wise. Karen, what do you have for us with that?
Yeah, so I looked into a couple things, some of which were what you would expect to hear and some of which surprised me. So I'm curious to hear what you guys think about it. First of all, 91% of women are dissatisfied with the way that they look, calling themselves 91%. Fat. 91%.
What a waste of energy, man.
And the biggest complaints that they cite are all of the changes that are a natural part of the menopause transition. So, wrinkles, sagging skin. I myself just talked about that. Weight redistribution, weight redistributes around the middle of the body. So belly fat, those are like the top concerns. And a lot of women are saying that, and it sounds a lot like what we're saying, that sometimes when they look in the mirror, there is a disconnect between how they feel on the inside and what they're seeing on the outside. And that's what creates so much body dissatisfaction. And plastic surgeons have actually coined this term menopause makeover because so many women in this stage are looking for cosmetic procedures so that they can sort of, reverse the visible signs of aging. So think, tummy tucks, liposuction, facelifts, facial fillers, all of those procedures go way up when women hit the menopause transition. And specifically, and I thought this was interesting, specifically plastic surgeons claim that women are looking to do these procedures after they've experienced a big life change, like a divorce or an empty nest.
Rebranding.
Exactly. They're
starting over. Yeah, fresh slate.
Their identity. But here's where things get really interesting. And I want to hear what you guys think about this. But here's where it gets really interesting, because I also looked into economics. And Dawn, you touched on this a little while ago. So get this, women 50 to 70 represent the largest, most economically influential segment of the female population. So we are driving nearly 30% of all consumer spending in this country. Think about I found that really shocking. 30%. That's huge.
Yeah, but they're weaponizing our own self-loathing, right? To capitalize on our.
I mean, if you think about it, we're shaping the culture.
I'm sort of obsessed with Pamela Anderson and how she's been approaching midlife and the way that she has been leading by example by going to all of these red carpet events, makeup free, and really exploring natural wellness and beauty. What are your thoughts, ladies?
I think it's amazing. I think she's giving us all permission that sometimes we need to just be au natural, like she's modeling what is possible instead of all of our energy focusing on I'm getting old, I'm not worthy anymore, and the patriarchy is winning and suppressing us with having to focus on all the stuff that's going on inside of us without just being ourselves and loving where we are in life. So I love it. I think she's amazing.
Did she give up her actual booby implants, or is she still so freaking hot even without makeup?
That I don't know.
That's a good question.
Thing too. Like I can appreciate these celebrities doing this, but let's just be real. They've got perfect features. They're starting out like with the perfect little nose and the high cheekbone. Like,
I'm sorry, maybe not starting out with.
No, I think there's so much plastic surgery, so much.
But I think it's a lot easier for a Pamela Anderson to go makeup free than for a Karen Viesta or, most women to go makeup free.
I think you could rock it, Karen. I think you could rock it.
Pamela Anderson has us all cheering her on, right? But if we did it, like if we showed up at work one day without makeup, right? Like our perception is that the world is going to say, like, what was she thinking?
Yeah. My mother tells me you look tired.
You look tired.
What's wrong with you?
Homeless. You look homeless.
I get that too. Like if I walk around with no makeup, be like, "Oh, you look really tired." No, I'm not. I just don't have makeup.
Right? I'm just being me.
Might be tired, guys. We might,
and we might be tired. We might have had insomnia because of this stage of life.
It might be right, even though they sound like real jerks.
Yeah.
That
Andrea?
could even lead into like the gray hair craze, right? With Andie MacDowell, everybody is just going completely gray at this point and just letting that come in. So that's kind of another look. Ozzy's like, nope, not happening. Yeah, I mean, like, and people are embracing it. They're embracing the fact that they are going gray. They're not bothering to change it at first. And I remember having a friend that started doing that, and I was like, what the fuck? I was thinking, like, what is she doing? She's so young and just letting it going gray. But there are so many these days. Have any of you thought about just allowing it to go completely gray? No.
Cannot.
Yeah. Because my mother says you look too washed out on video.
I will tell you that my hairdresser, if she sees me, if my hairdresser sees me on camera with gray hair, hands right now, and it's kind of covered, she will text me and tell me, when are you coming in?
My word.
You're being watched.
My 10-year-old said to me the other day, why are you doing that? That's natural. So I thought that was sweet, but like, how would she actually feel if I was tooling around her school, right, with gray hair, where all the rest of the adorable little moms were?
Do you think they really would notice?
Not when they're really, really little, but they're seeing this at such a young age around what we're supposed to look like, including weight. I remember when I was with my son when he was growing up, I was big after I had him. And at one point I was like, at what point is he going to go, oh, mom, I have a fat mom, and it's like, ooh, ouch. I don't want that for him.
Calls me fat.
And that's like bad. What'd you say, Lori?
She calls me fat right now.
Well, I also think it depends on what they're exposed to. I hear a lot of moms in the divorce world, right? Because I have a divorce podcast and work with a lot of divorced women, that if the dad is bashing the mom's appearance, then a lot of times the kids pick up on that. And so I do think it's if it's what they're getting exposed to either in the world or on social media or on YouTube Kids or whatever it is, then
we've been indoctrinated to listen to outside ourselves. And that's the beauty of midlife, I think, is we start to go, wait a second, this is BS. I'm not listening to all of this. This is programming. I want to be happy. I want to feel fulfilled. And this is not my reality anymore. And we come from the inside. If we're lucky enough to wake up to this precious stage of life, that it's our turn, it's our time to go, I am amazing just the way I am, and go away. I'm not listening to this BS anymore.
Amen, Junie.
I love that. Speaking of hot, we've got some hot flash confessions, do we not, ladies? We have some stuff that we are ready to share. All right, so we're
confessions.
I love it. So we're just going to give you a little deep dive into each of us and something maybe that was a little taboo for us, something that we want to share with just the world and
with
the world,
all of you.
And we are so excited to give you a little insight into each of us. So Lori, why don't you get us started? Tell us one of your hottest flash confessions.
Hottest. So I have been in the public eye for over 20 years.
Ooh,
and it is only, doing coaching, love and dating coaching and all kinds of coaching and appearing on TV and in live events and all this. And it is only as of 2 weeks ago that I started recording anything without makeup and without sucking my tummy in and without wearing a girdle and being styled and doing my hair. Was 2 weeks ago. And let me say, I feel liberated. I'm enjoying it. Weirdly, social media likes it.
Yes. That's the thing. Yes. It's relatable.
If someone says I look great, I always credit the Botox, the filler, the lighting, the makeup coaching I've received, the genetics, the water that I drink tons of all day, the sleep that I prioritize, the exercise, the meditation, the homeopathy, the supplements, the healthy food. It is so not simple to look and feel great.
Yeah.
And it's a privilege to be able to focus on those things. So
privilege.
Credit because it's not just genetics. Genetics are great. Love the genetics, but that it's just a much bigger picture.
You so far. Yes.
Beautiful.
Wow. Thank you for confessing, Lori. Karen, what do you got for us? You got one?
So this is not what I thought I was going to confess, but not too long ago. It's just so damn funny.
We all leaned in.
Yeah, we did.
I was online and I see this woman. Now, one of my main complaints is my lower face. Like, I feel like I'm getting gels. I'm always criticizing my own face, my chin. So I see this woman online and she's got this thing. It's like a sling. It like holds you up. You Velcro it at the top. You go to bed with this thing that like literally. So I buy it and I put it on one night. Now you have to picture this: the sling around my face, the frownies on my forehead,
the frownies,
the sleep mask. And the mouth tape. Holy fuck. You want to talk about...
It's not natural.
No. You want to talk about a libido killer? Who could feel sexy?
Nobody.
In this... So that was the moment I was just like, you know what? I'm going to
taking it too far.
I'm going to take my chin and my face and my gels and whatever just the way it is because
love it
as vain as I am not going to bed looking like that every night.
Libido killer.
My God.
That's right.
Yeah. I'm going to piggyback on that because it's something similar. My neck. No doubt. I've been working with women for over 30 years, empowering them to love themselves, to accept themselves. So this is kind of like, ouch to even share this, but this is what we're doing. Confession. I will find myself walking by the mirror and I will see exactly that, Karen. It's like you guys, I'll do it. I'll do it for you guys who are watching. Like, it's like, this is lowering and this is like, and then I have this like friggin' turkey thing and, thanks grandpa and mom, and so similarly to you, Karen, oh my God, I bought something a couple of weeks ago and it was like this tape and you take the tape and you pull it back and it was like, look at this. Look how beautiful that is, right?
Okay.
So I take this tape, but then it was choking me. And I was just like, I can't function like this. It like feels like something's around my neck. And so there's this part of me when I catch myself, there is this part of me that feels really heavy in my heart. Cause I'm like, oh man, I'm judging myself and feeling old and not liking how I look. And what can I do about it? But thankfully I catch those thoughts because it's just a thought that's been I've taken on that this is wrong or this is bad. And I'm just like, okay, just take a breath. And I just look at myself and I look at all the things I love about myself and I feel my skin and I'm so grateful to be alive because I've lost so many friends. And so it's like, yes, I catch myself and then I give such deep love and compassion to myself. And remember, I'm beautiful. Even if my body is changing, how grateful can I be that I am beautiful and I have some sagging,
Yeah. Do you guys remember, I don't know if any of you saw the Big Fat Greek Wedding, the second one. And when the women all went to take a picture, they kind of put their arms around each other and they snatched each other's neck. So, so you could go behind and they were like 1, 2, 3, and they all kind of pulled each
Oh my God.
That's hysterical.
We make a deal. We're making a deal. If we ever take a picture, the six of us,
yes,
I want you guys snatching my neck, okay?
We're
we snatch each other's neck.
Karen, I got you.
Your neck.
Yes. So I'll jump on that bandwagon. Speaking of snatch, sometimes
I love your snatch, Andrea.
As I'm getting older, I'm a little more nervous about my snatch being a little out of character, right?
Interesting.
It's
do you even see it?
I have made a habit of trying to look at it and kind of understand it. There's so many layers and flaps and everything going on. And I really implore everyone to take a look at it at some point, even if you don't want to, but everyone should see what it looks like down there. It's honestly fascinating to me that men find it so beautiful, right?
They do. They really do.
They love it. They're like, it's so beautiful. And you're like, wait, I'm up here.
I don't get it.
Yeah, look up here. Look up here. Yeah, what are you looking at? But beyond that, I also have an issue, again, with my ass. We've talked about this. I walk out of a room backwards, you guys. I could probably count on one hand how many men have actually seen my ass. And so I think for me, it's just, again, that feeling of like, oh, it's so big and it's got cellulite or dense or whatever it might be. And I kind of walk myself out backwards all slowly, or I immediately turn the lights out. And so for me, I just feel like lately I've been really trying to embrace it. I've been like, if I'm with somebody, I stand there brushing my teeth and I push my booty out and be like, okay, I'm just letting them see it. Here it is. Yeah. And so that's been the hardest thing for me is as it's getting older, all of the stuff down there in that little southern region. So
neck of the woods.
Yep. It's a little scary.
Your southern region. Wow. Okay. So for me, for me, it's in pictures. So just full disclosure, my hot flash confessional is every time I see myself in pictures, I literally pause and just kind of go, ooh, I hope nobody sees it. Like, for example, I facilitated a workshop this past Sunday, and the pictures came in and I was like, no, I was doing a process with everyone, and I'm literally, all I'm focusing on is not the joy and the magic that was created, but my arms and my stomach and my thighs, and anyway, I realized that I take so much energy away from
your
joy and my power and everything else that I bring, that everyone else brings. And I just focus on that because there was an imprint from so long ago that I have to look a certain way, and no one else notices it. No one else. But I also hear girlfriends talking about it. I have a friend that also is very hyper aware of photos and how she looks in it, and asks me, do I really look this fat in person? And I'm like, I ask the same question. Is this really how I look to people? And so I've got some work to do. And on I just want to add really quickly on the weird things that we buy. I did buy a vibrating plate. I know you got me all
excited there.
I know you thought I was going to say another vibrator. No,
she said plate. Until she said plate, right?
For lymphatic stimulation and drainage. Yes.
Yeah. I got one too.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I also have the other vibrator. But I bought it because, yes, for the inflammation, but also because I saw a video of these two women sitting on the vibrator, drinking wine and spilling everywhere as it's vibrating. And I thought, oh my God, that'd be so fun to do with a friend. So anyway,
I'd love it.
Amongst 1,000 other contraptions that I have in my home, and my kids are like, Mom, why did you buy that? Like you use it for 2 minutes and then you don't use it anymore. So anyway, it's here. If you ladies want to come over and vibrate.
Amazing.
We got you.
Amazing.
Don, why don't you wind this up for us and give us your last hot flash confession, please?
Okay, I'm going to confess, but before that, I recently heard the saying that I cannot get enough of, that you're only a nice person if that includes yourself.
Ooh.
Otherwise,
so
it's just people pleasing.
Snap.
Thank you. That's amazing.
So there's that. Confession wise, so I started to get on this thing about a year ago that I want to have another baby in my 40s. And sort of freaked my husband out for a while. He's come around, right? And so I've had to deal with, you know, processing pregnancy losses and fears about what they call pregnancy at this age being geriatric. But I also noticed that one of the biggest reasons I would not do it is because of how I would look amongst my peers, right? For being an older mom, for what it's going to do to my body and not fitting in anymore. And I started to just think like, wow, that I would, you know, keep something so magical from my family when we've all talked about like how wonderful it would be because I'm healthy enough now to actually try again, because of what people might think or how it would look. And so like very quickly I was like, screw that, right? We're gonna go for it and see what happens.
Yeah.
Amazing.
We're gonna be aunties.
Yes.
We're gonna be aunties. I
We'll
love
be the best
it.
aunties.
Oh my gosh, I love all of these hot flash confessions. They are all so good. And thank you, ladies, for being so vulnerable and sharing them. I know that's not always easy. So that is it for today's episode of Menopause Love Lounge. We have kept it honest. We've shared our hot flash confessions. We've talked openly about the ups and downs of our body image. And our hope is that everyone feels a little more seen and a little less alone, right? That's why we're doing this. So we'd love to hear from you guys out there. If something we said today resonated with you, we said a lot of good stuff. So I hope it did. Or if you have your own story to share with us, your own hot flash confession. Yes.
We want to hear
from you. You guys can email us at theladies@menopauselovelounge.com, or you can connect with us on Instagram at Menopause Love Lounge. This space, you guys, this space is ours to share and your place in it. We are locked in. So thank you for everyone for lounging with us today. Your seat is saved, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.
Cheers.